your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and let me start off the day by bringing your attention to a couple of projects I've seen on IndieGoGo that look really promising. First one is a fighting game called Them's Fightin' Herds. What it is basically, for all you My Little Pony fans out there, I'm sure you remember the project called My Little Pony Fighting is Magic, that tribute fighting game that this group called Main 6 had been working on. Well, remember how it got shut down by a cease and desist order? Well, they pretty much decided to make their own game based on the engine that they were using, and basically it's become a game called Them's Fightin' Herds. It's basically a fighting game with four-legged animals fighting it out, and from what I've seen of it, it looks really promising. It's got like, it's close to its goal, but it's only got 5 days left to go. I'm leaving a link to that in the description. Also, Lauren Faust is actually involved in the project to some degree, so there's a little plus right there. The other project I'd like to draw attention to is Indivisible. It is like a Metroidvania-style platform RPG, which is being done by Lab Zero. It's the group behind Skullgirls, and they really need some help on this project, because if it doesn't succeed, Lab Zero is pretty much finished. So I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. So, next thing I want to talk about regarding Castlevania Month. The next list is going up tomorrow, Saturday the 17th. Top 10 worst Castlevania bosses. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And speaking of Castlevania Month, yesterday, Thursday the 15th, I posted a video called Face Off, in which I showed you how to defeat Dracula in the first Castlevania, and quite a few people think that should be a regular series, and basically, it was my friend Omega Snake who gave me the idea. He does boss strategies himself, that's the main focus of his channel. For me, it would just be a side venture, but I'd like to know what you think. Should I continue this series? Leave your feedback in the comments below. I actually have another idea for another boss that I might show off in Face Off. Though it's a fighting game boss, and there are a lot of variables involved with that, so yeah. Okay, let's see, what else? Oh yeah, Castlevania Month Week 3 stream poll. Which game would you like me to stream for that on Sunday? Leave your... Well, I've got a straw poll link in the description below. Check that out. Okay, so this past week's countdown was top 10 favorite Castlevania themes. So, for my question of the week, I'd like to ask, what is your favorite theme from the Castlevania series? As always, leave your answers in the comments below. I'll pick my favorites and feature them on next week's episode. Here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the Fourth Wall Mailbag. Remember, send me your questions via YouTube personal message. That's how I pick them. First question today comes from John Doe, who asks, do you intend to remake any of your old countdowns? To be honest, ever since the release of BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma, I've been meaning to remake my top 10 Astral Heats list. For one thing, the original ran into trouble due to a third-party content claim. I wasn't partnered at the time, so it really didn't affect me that much, but better safe than sorry. And second, looking back, I really don't think it was that well done. I mean, introducing the characters via still images was not a smart thing to do on my part. So, at some point, preferably before the release of Central Fiction, I plan to remake that list. Probably bump it up to a top 15. Next question comes from Chris Wacker, who asks, do you like the Angry Video Game Nerd? Yeah, I like his, well, to be honest, yeah, call me dirty-minded if you want, but I like his vulgar style of commentary and his over-the-top ranting about how old the games of the past had problems of their own. It's not just today's games that have problems. James Rolfe really put a lot of work into creating this character, this entertaining persona. Yeah, he may be too vulgar for some, but for others, he's definitely entertaining. And hey, AVGN Adventures for me was a lot of fun. And it's getting a sequel, by the way. Next question comes from PSB123, who asks, what is your favorite deck archetype from each of the 5 anime series of Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, that's really a tough one because in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, well, in the anime, there weren't a lot of archetypes. The archetypes really didn't start to emerge until GX, which was the 2nd generation. So, let's go from the beginning. From the 1st generation, well, it wasn't an archetype at the time, but now it is. I'd have to say Red Eyes, because of its incredible potential and how it's evolved over the years. Though GX did help it a bit. GX, favorite archetype? Elemental heroes, hands down. Mainly for their huge array of versatility as shown in both the anime and the manga. 5Ds? Blackwings, definitely. Synchro summons like crazy. I used to run a Blackwing deck at one point, in fact. Let's see, 4th generation? I would have to say Photon. Because they have a way of getting powerful monsters out quickly. And Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon is beast. 5th generation, Arc 5. I would have to say, right now it's looking to be Raid Raptors. Because of their badass designs and their ways of getting XD summons out quickly. Yeah, they look awesome. Next question comes from Arrow Dragon 2, who asks, who is your favorite character in Tales of the Abyss besides Luke? That would have to be Jade Curtis. Definitely Jade Curtis. I mean, I like his deadpan snarker personality. It's just really entertaining. But he's definitely a very serious individual when he's not being a snarker. I like that about him. I also like how awesome he is as a spellcaster. He doesn't goof around, he just gets to the point, and he's powerful. I love that in a character. Last question comes from the Cyber Okami, who asks, did you enjoy your Chipotle? It always comes back to that, doesn't it?